Okay, my name's Zakashi guys, and in this video here I'm bringing you guys a chrono crystal guide. What I asked before you even get into this video is definitely going to be useful, so make sure to press the subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys want this unit, so I'll be giving you every single way in the game that you can get chrono crystals to increase your chances of pulling the new ultra instinct Goku through the summon section. There's not much more to say, and I'm sure you want to get straight into it, so let's get into the video, man. Okay, so we got the first one, and it's going to be the raid. You can see right here, I'm here in the one that has Beerus on it. It only lasts 2 days, so you're going to want to play it, but there's going to be multiple. And this one here, you can see there's Jiren, which lasts 7 days. Now if you go to the news, which is what you should do for anything that you want to find out, to be honest, it gives you all the information you would need, which is also how we found out that UI Goku actually leaked in the first place. You can see you can go to the details, right? Toshi mentioned that there's going to be multiple raids of different colors, one of each color, so you can use a unit that has type advantage, and you're going to have to build your bench and whatnot accordingly. So there's battle bonus characters, but these are what's important. You're going to need to increase your drop rate so you can get your rate up to 100%, and you also want to get your drop amount so that it's the highest that it can be, and you're going to have to use the new characters or whatever characters that you have that can fit within this category to your bench. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you go here and then you want to build the team. You don't want to build your team according to what would do the most damage. You want to build it in accordance to what's in the news with the rate up and drop bonus up. And you can see here they give me more raid medals, and with the raid medals you take them to the exchange shop, and in the exchange shop you can get chrono crystals right there. If I go to the full exchange shop, you'll see that there's 2 raid shops. So this one here, I actually just claimed the chrono crystals today at the top, but this one here still has the chrono crystals, and I believe you'll be able to get quite a bit from each one. It's not going to be that hefty of an exchange shop, but of course, depending on how much you grind, you're going to really want the Z power mainly, and you're going to want the chrono crystals. So definitely make sure to play this holiday raid. It's probably the most valuable thing on right now. Easiest way to get chrono crystals. It is quite tedious, but you will need to play it. But I do find it quite backwards that you need the new unit to get more drops. So it's like the rich get richer, which is wild. But yeah, that's number 1, it's the raid. Number 2, we got the Legends Battle Royale, and I'm opening up the news again because Toshi mentioned it in the reveals and stuff, but I don't know if they've put it in the news yet. But they did say that there's going to be like a holiday type of battle royale, and it's going to include, it has god keys, so it's going to be all the god key characters. It's not here at the moment, I can't see it anywhere. Maybe I just scrolled past it. But essentially the battle royale, the way it works, there's going to be these tickets that you can get. It's not available right now. It'll probably be available from like Wednesday or maybe someday after that. You get these tickets from opening the PvP section. So what you need to do is actually open PvP like this. Then when you open it, it will give you some tickets, and then there'll be a section here. You see how there's training mode, treasure battle, rating match. There'll be a section that says battle royale, and you'll be able to play. You need to play using characters that fit the battle royale, because there's a set of rules, and those rules will allow you to get these not raid medals, these royale coins if you win your battles. There should be about 10 battles, and you take those and take it to this Legends Battle Royale exchange shop. In the exchange shop there'll be chrono crystals that you can get, and I believe it costs 6 coins for 300 chrono crystals, 100 being 2 coins, so you buy it 3 times. And that's pretty much all you would need in regards to the battle royale. Just putting that out there. It hasn't started yet, as it would be in the news. They haven't even put it out there, but Toshi mentioned it in the reveals and stuff, which is why I'm telling you guys. I'm giving you guys the drop in advance, just so you guys know and are ready to play. Even though it's not that many chrono crystals, I feel I should just definitely mention it. Since it's holiday season, I know a lot of people might re-roll their account, or a lot of people might just be starting the game. This method here is called soul boosting, and what you do is just soul boost all your characters in exchange for chrono crystals. So you can see here I've got all the sparkings, right? All the sparkings that I have, and what you want to do is press this section here, so top left, then you want to change it to unlocked boost panels right there at the bottom left. Press OK, and you can see all the numbers. Now it takes quite a few panels to do, but it's not hard to do at the same time. The resources are not especially costly, and you probably have a lot of resources that you don't need, especially right now in the festival. So what I will say is pick any character. I'm going to use this freezer for example. If you press soul boost, you're going to see you can unlock all, and you unlock all of them using the amount of souls, and it shows you what you'll be spending. Cool. And then you get the full 400. So just for regular characters, all characters, it takes 426, but the Zenkais take 864. And every time I believe you do 100, you get 10 chrono crystals. And if you look for every character that there is right here, there is a lot. but I believe there's a cap, and the cap is at about 200,000, which is very, very high if you really process it. So you might want to start with the ultras that you have. If you don't have any ultras, you go to your sparkings, you do all the sparkings in the order that you wish, and you can do your extremes. But of course there's a limit, so you won't need to do all of them. As you can see, I've already hit the limit and I still don't have all these characters. I'm still missing some soul boost, for example Frieza, not a lot, but I'm just showing you that there is a lot of characters to soul boost. You just be using your souls. Let me even check how many souls I have. I don't know, I'm stacked. So if I hadn't soul boosted already, I've completed this a long time ago. I would have been doing this because I've just got souls sitting. This method here is quite effective if you don't care about slot removers, and I want to emphasize you'd be using quite a lot of slot removers just for some pointless equips, but you'd be getting chrono crystals out of it. So cool, you go to equipment, and what you're going to want to do is get one of these equipments. I'll use this one as an example. I believe it's a Z. I like using the 4Q one. The 4Q one is pretty dope, and you can see here you can get it from the ultimate equipment collection, but I'll go to that later. What you can see about it is that the third slot, I only have a middle slot, and you can see it's still a Z. So I have 10%, 20%, and then there's a third option. What's good about equipments like this is that they come with 3 options on the third slot, whereas these ones here come percentage based with a range, so 5% to 8%, and you can see up here 5% to 15%, 10% to 35%, so on and so forth. On this one you only have 3 options, and what's good about this equipment that I have right now, even if I re-roll it right, even if I get the lowest slot, I would literally still have a Z, because my first slot is decent enough, my second slot is also just good enough. I'm trying to show you that I can still get a Z even if it's lower, but they're giving me good luck, and it's super easy to do as well. Every time I'm doing this, I'm getting a Z. Now if you're wondering what the value is in doing this, is that every time you get A or higher, you get chrono crystals. After this, like 10 of them, and where you can claim those is in your missions. So let me go to my missions, just load up, you go to the events tab, and then you go to the Z missions, and you're going to see, if you scroll down, you'll see equipment or higher. Here it's every 100, but I believe when you're much lower it's not every 100, and I believe there's also a Z or higher once you're much lower as well, but they might have removed that if somebody told me that. I think somebody told me that, but I can't confirm that because obviously I completed them a while ago. There is a limit. So if you want to get the equipments, I told you ultimate equipment collection, and it's not just the 4Q one, there's a lot of them. Jiren's one works, Bardock's, Dragon Fist, not everybody's, but what you need to look for is equipments that have the third slot with slot 3 with 3 options. So not the percentage base, but 3 options, because there are some that give you percentage base, and I'll give you an example of that. I believe Margin Vegeta here, if you go to his one is just percentage based on the bottom, so it's going to be hard to get. You just want to get the first slot red, the second slot just decently high, so that the third slot, no matter what it is, it can be a Z at all times. And when you keep re-rolling that third slot, you'll just be maxing out the amount of Z's that you're getting for that Z mission, increasing your chrono crystals in the long run basically, but you'll be wasting a ton of slot removers. And if you need slot removers, you know what's useful? The raid. The raid is over here. You can get slot removers, you can get 2,000 in there, and there's a bunch in here, so take advantage of it. Next up, we got the friendship method. Doing friendship is quite tedious, but it's something you can do religiously, meaning every day. It's very easy to do. So I've got this team here with the friendship equipment, and you're going to want to build a team with as many of these as you can get, optionally trying to get the god key, but the godly equipment of this. So you can see I got 3% on every single slot, because that's going to increase my friendship rank much faster. How you can get this is from the Z medal shop. Just so you know, Z medals are acquired when you actually 14 star at least one unit, EX or hero sparking. So yeah, when you actually get these and put them on, it obviously increases the amount of friendship points that you get every time you're getting friendship points. So if we go to event, right, the fastest way you can do this is let's fight. If I go to my let's fight, I've already done them. Damn, the let's fight is here though. All I need to do is do it once, like literally make the run. I do the let's fight, and once I do the let's fight, I'll be able to just basically level up from 1 to 2, sorry. So if I go to my character list, and I can show you, if you change this again, the top left there, you change it to friendship rank, you can see there's a lot of characters that are friendship 1. Now if I have the full team as godly, so 3 slots that are red, I'd be able to pretty much level everybody up to level 2 in one run, maybe 2 at max. But even that, every time you level up, you're getting about 3 chrono crystals, but it's quite a lot. I think maybe even 10. I don't know the exact number, but it should be written on the screen. But if you're doing that every single day and you have multiple characters, look at the characters I all have at level 1. I can do this for all of these characters, not just them. I can do all the ultras, not just them. I can do all the EXs, not just them. I can do all the heroes, and then I'd literally be getting CC every single time. And once they all get to 2, I can do it to 3, and obviously as you get higher it gets harder to do because it requires more points. But for efficiency, you do everybody from level 1 to level 2, and you be getting chrono crystals every single day. It's very tedious, very small, but it's something you can do on a daily. So I'm putting it out there so you guys should tap in to get every single chrono crystal that you can. Next up, we've got the story mode, and I have a lot of story mode to do myself. The story mode gives you the most chrono crystals in the game. There's nothing that compares to the story mode. It's long, it is tedious, but the amount you'll be racking up in such a short time, you'd be insane not to be playing it. Look how many stars there are available, and pretty much every single star is pretty much a chrono crystal. So let's take part 2. I always love to take part 2. You can see there's 728 stars. So if I go to my calculator, 728, and I times that, every time you get a challenge, it's about 3. So if I times that by 3, that's 2,184, which is obviously a good amount of chrono crystals. But that's not also counting the first time clears for every single battle that you do. Then that's not also counting if you go to your missions and you go to the events section and you go to Z missions and you actually scroll down, you get a amount of chrono crystals for every time you clear a challenge, a battle, sorry. So you can see here 10 chrono crystals, and you also get the Z thing to level up. That would also bring you to a higher amount, because once you get to a certain level, you get 10 chrono crystals every time you level up. But we're not done. The story mode even adds more. In more legends missions, you get 100 chrono crystals every time you clear a certain amount of challenges. If that's not the most chrono crystals you can get from just doing the most easiest things in the game, I don't know what is. Nothing actually compares to the story mode. It is long and tedious, but I advise you play it. It is a must do if you want chrono crystals. I need to play it. I haven't been caught up. I'm not going to lie, I've been slacking. I've got a lot of part 14 to do, and we're already on part 15. So I should be playing before the end of the year, but I'll just see when I can do it, whenever I'm free, to be honest. But if you need chrono crystals, get a move on. In the same way that I mentioned the story mode and doing all the challenges and you get missions and whatnot, you have the events. So at the start of the video I mentioned the raid, right? But there's also a lot of these things here that you can get first time clear for. Not everything gives you chrono crystals though, so bear that in mind. For example, the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush, you get no chrono crystals from it. But you see the rush battle here for Zenkais, when you have the stages, the floors, you will get chrono crystals from it. So just remember, not everything does. But what I want to mention in this section is that certain ones you want to do earlier than others. So let's look at the raid here. I mentioned at the start of the video, it only has 2 days. 2 days. So you're going to want to play it before it leaves in 2 days. Or original series, these have 3 days at the moment. So you want to play these because these will reset and they'll swap out for something else. So you'd want to swap these 2 out before they leave, so that when it resets immediately you have a new source of chrono crystals. Down here, these things don't have a timer on them, so they're not going to leave. You don't need to worry about them. In the upgrade, a lot of these don't even give chrono crystals for clear. So for example, if I go to the super EXP bonus, if you check the reward, you get your first time clear, but the challenges don't even give you nada, except the challenge complete. But you can see you're just getting everything else but CC. So your priorities really need to be on point when you're looking at what expires earliest. But besides from that, it's just about playing through everything. All of these can give you some sort of chrono crystals, and you pretty much get first time clear chrono crystals for every single event. So yeah, that's the events tab in totality. Just take advantage of it, man. Hopping into PvP, I similarly mentioned the Battle Royale, but that's an exclusive event which allows you access to an exchange shop. But this also does too during the festive season, which is right now, the festival. The chrono crystals that you can get for PvP continuously throughout the whole year, every 2 weeks, the season resets, which is obviously good. But if we go to the ranking rewards, right, you'll see that you can get 1,000 chrono crystals based on where you rank. Obviously less if lower, but it still adds up to 1,000 chrono crystals in most cases, depending on how you rank. So in the world, there's a ranking, just try to get top 10,000 and you'd be good. But you also get one based on your group ranking. So in most cases, it will add up to 1,000 chrono crystals for 2 weeks of playing the game, doing maybe 5 games a day. Max. If you win all of them, that should be enough, honestly, to get top 10,000. So it's not that harsh, to be honest. But of course, you still need to be consistent, or you could just grind heavily at the end. Either way, you need to be playing PvP because it gives you chrono crystals. But not just that right now, because it's the festive season, there's the exchange shop, and I've unfortunately bought all the chrono crystals. But in the festival duel 2023, they've actually added chrono crystals to this shop, and by playing the PvP, you get the coins, and then the coins allow you to get the chrono crystals. I believe it was like 300 coins for 300 chrono crystals. I don't have any more, and I've bought them already, so obviously I can't show you, but I'm letting you guys know the angle. So that's about 1,300 at least. Pretty good if you ask me. In the same way I mentioned PvP, Tournament of Power is basically the same thing, but a completely different game mode. So every 2 weeks they give chrono crystals for where you rank, and all you have to do is make it to the top. Now there's a couple rules that I'm going to set for you, and if you don't follow these rules, you won't be getting the 1,000 chrono crystals. You can't die no matter what. Don't die. That's the #1 rule, because the game works on you getting a multiplier. So if you die somewhere near the top, you will lose your multiplier, and that will stunt your growth, and you will be nowhere near the top 10,000 on ranking to get the 1,000 chrono crystals. On top of that, you want to use a good team that heals. Everything you need to pretty much clear this game mode. So for example, I'm using regen. This is not the best regen team, so don't copy it. You can find in Pomzel's server, P0MZ0R, his Discord server. If you're going to go to his channel to find the Discord link, I might put it in the chat. Sometimes I forget, but it's a very useful server, and I use it to pretty much map out where I'm going. His server literally gives you a map so you can get to the top, which makes Tournament of Power super easy, because you just be following a guide and you pretty much should be going through. You need to just pick a team that has a healer. So there's a lot of good teams, but if you don't know your own good team, you can go to the information tab, so press the I, and you can take one of the teams of the highest rankers in Tournament of Power. There's a lot of people taking it seriously. So for example, this person here, #1, is using girls. That's an example of a team, but obviously these guys play a lot more skilled. You might want to go for a safe bet team. So again, use Pomzel's server. But just to show you the chrono crystals that you get chrono crystals for the battle score that you get chrono crystals for where you rank in the world. So again, I'm telling you to aim for top 10,000. You get chrono crystals from getting to the top. I believe you get into the top, you get 300, and you also get chrono crystals from the missions, which are over here if I'm not mistaken as well. So quite a few chrono crystals, yeah, at the bottom. I was about to say they're not there. Quite a few chrono crystals to actually do. If you get the 25 fills, so I've got 11 right now, you'll be able to get everything pretty much in one good swoop, but you have to wait till the Wednesday reset for the actual 1,000 for the whole season. Hyperdimensional co-op, so many people hate this game mode, and I can understand why. It's pretty much just a weaker raid, and the rewards are pretty much crappy, but they stack up. What you can get here is 300 chrono crystals, but what you need to be doing is getting dual coins, and you get dual coins by doing the challenges. So complete challenge, you get dual coins from doing dailies, so you get a bonus drop every 3 plays in the first time of your day. So when you log in, you play 3 times, you get 3 limited time rewards. You can see at the bottom right there. And then if you take your dual coins to the exchange shop, in the exchange shop over here, you go to the bottom, there's chrono crystals you can buy, and it's going to cost you 4,500 for 300, 1,500 times 3. That's all you pretty much can get, outside of the fact that there's challenges the first time clear, as usual with every single event available in the game. The mission plan. I always promote the mission plan. We love the mission plan, man. If you want to pay for the premium, you'd be getting a whopping 2,000 chrono crystals, 1,500 extra than the free to plays. It's the most profitable thing that you can buy, but I'm not advising you buy it. I'm just saying that if you do want to buy anything to get chrono crystals, the mission plan is the best option. But if you're not going the pay to win route, or you don't want to buy the premium specifically, you should always at least press the battle lovers plan, so you can get the maximum amount of chrono crystals, which will be 500 on the side. I always buy the mission plan. I feel like it's just something you should purchase. It's not something you have to purchase, but if you are going to try to get further in the game much easier, chrono crystals are a big help, which is why I suggest the mission plan. Battle lovers plan specifically, getting the most chrono crystals, you get 500 from the free to play, but then 1,500 extra, which is the whole 2,000. In a similar fashion, you got your daily missions. Make sure to do your dailies. They're very easy. You can see 5 energy, 10 energy, co-op, clear bonus battle, embark on an adventure, and then you get the complete. That would automatically claim. If you go to check your sheet, if you get to the bottom, you get the full 500, which is 1,000 over a total of 14 days. So that's 2 weeks. It's not very hard to do, but at the same time, you still have to be consistent, because some people be forgetting to log in sometimes, which I don't know how. But of course, if you don't play the game religiously, then you can obviously easily forget. But if you're serious with the game, trying to get chrono crystals, then you're going to be able to complete the sheet in 14 days, amassing your total 500 at the end, which is super big. But it's not just that. If you actually get your login bonus, which is something I should mention, if you want to change it, you can go to status. If you scroll down here, you can see I've picked chrono crystals and those fragment things. I don't even know what these are. Seed exchange medals, that's what I pick. So these two, solid. But I might actually start picking skip tickets because I actually need them. So I'm actually going to make a change right now. But yeah, you get chrono crystals from that. And let's also point out the possibility that you can get chrono crystals from the spin the wheel thing that's currently going on in the festival. And there's also just the login bonuses that you get, which is actually pretty dope. This factor, I don't really like mentioning it, but it's a factor of the game because it's a gacha game. Luck. RNG. RNG is the name that a lot of gamers call it. RNG stands for random number generator, and it's just the fact that the game is based on numbers that are randomly generated to give you a certain output or result. In this case, there are certain factors in Legends that have that. For example, Treasure Battle can sometimes give you chrono crystals if you're lucky. Outside of that, I believe the only other way in the game currently is the login bonus, like I just mentioned in the previous point. So when you just spin that thing, you can't really control what you're going to get. And on the weekends, so Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, those 3 days, Legends weekend, the adventure that they give you through the login bonus, it can actually have a chance of giving you 100 chrono crystals for each day. So you get one for each day. So on the whole weekend, if you're lucky, you can get 300 chrono crystals, or at least 100 if just one of them come through. It's not actually, it's Saturday right now, so I can actually show you how convenient. But it's, if you go to the job list, this one here, details, chrono crystal there you go. So RNG factor is not what you can, it's what you can't control, just like your summon rates, which is quite unfortunate. And this is the last thing I'm going to mention. It's the shop. For the guys that do want to go pay to win, because I do understand it's also the festive season, it's Christmas, it's near New Year's, because I know not everybody celebrates Christmas. There are things in the shop that you might want to consider buying so you can get more chrono crystals, obviously pretty much instantaneously, not even faster, instantaneously. So I often recommend this sale that gives you 1000 chrono crystals. You can only buy it once, but it's a pretty good sale in my opinion. The step sale is always super valuable, so you might want to consider that as well. It's super good. Let's even move on. I would say the mission plan, it's not here because I already have it. But the mission plan is a very good option, and I also recommend the digger robots. The digger robots are probably my favorite thing to buy. There's two. There's a silver one and the red one. The silver one gives you more chrono crystals in less time, so it's 2 benefits over the red one. The red one gives you less chrono crystals in more time, so that's obviously going to take longer, which is obviously worse, on top of the fact you're already getting less. I have both active, but what I will say is that the red one is cheaper. So if you want the cheaper option, even though you're getting less for a longer time, chrono crystals is chrono crystals, so getting more each and every day could make that difference. And that's pretty much all I'd mention. I said the mission plan, the digger robots, the £8 sales. I'd say the weekend sale is pretty good as well, but it's just way too expensive. Like, most people wouldn't want to cough up that much money. This one here, because you get Z power as well, and the monthly packs are super good as well because you get energy and slot removers. But I'd say that's pretty much it. But yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully the video was useful, man. I drop this every single time a super hype unit drops. Pretty much just a marketing device. A lot of people coming into Legends, a lot of people are new to the game. I think this could be helpful to get you guys on the go, so you just have 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. Recommendations are a thing. But yeah, press that subscribe button, man. I'm on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. That will be a reward for all of us. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.